very honored actually to be given, the organizer has given me a chance to talk and to share with you from the perspective of actually a business, from business point of view, for doing vegetable oil business in Vietnam. And we are honored to tell the Vietnam and also our visitors that palm oil has actually entered Vietnam. Malaysian palm oil has actually entered Vietnam since over 20 years ago. And as Dr. James Fry rightly answered the last question just now, that Malaysian palm oil industry can be rest assured that Vietnam will not be your competitor in terms of palm oil business globally, but rather your strategic customer long term in the future. We will be your customer, and we need, from my viewpoint, I will roughly give you an introduction of what has been the historical trend in terms of palm oil usage, vegetable oil usage, palm oil usage, and as well in the future, what is the potential for Malaysian palm oil, especially vegetable oil in general, and also for Malaysian palm oil in particular, the opportunity in Vietnam, and how we can together nurture and grow this market. It can be it will be a stable market for Malaysian palm oil anyway. This how we make it grow faster and how we strengthen the footage, the grab of Malaysian palm oil in Vietnam. We will share the experience together. Anyway, we are Malaysian company. I think Sandadi Group is from Malaysia. We are your local Malaysian company here. So I'll take you through the potential, the trend, and to show you that you can be assured that palm oil is already a preferred vegetable oil in Vietnam. And apart from Malaysia, where we get our vegetable oil from Vietnam, your potential competitor, and give you a local market overview. How will it look like today? How will it be looking like in the future? What is the challenges that we as businessmen that is in vegetable oil business in Vietnam is facing now, and we would like to give some recommendation for the relevant person to assist us to grow, so that the market, the Malaysian palm oil market, can grow in Vietnam. This slide. Again, this is statistics. Vietnam has a population of 90 million and is already the 13th most populated country in the world. And coincidentally, is the 13th largest importer of palm oil in the world too. The country's economy actually has grown very strongly from year 2000 to 2010. That was the strongest, and it initiated switches, actually increased the living standard. People's income has improved. Many people switch from animal fat, especially lard, to vegetable oil. So you will see a strong switch during this period. Post 2010, when the world economy was not that stable, Vietnam was also in a very difficult situation. But the GDP growth is still one of the best in Asia, it's about 5 to 6%. And you can see the per capita income especially has tripled in 10 years, and the government is still doing everything to push the GDP per capita higher, triple again by 2020. 2020 is not too far, it's only 8 years from now, so you can see the growth rate will be very fast. Historically, show you historical trend. In 1995, 72 million people only were projected. By 2020, 100 million population. Virtually, the country is adding about 1 million population per year, per annum. the consumption of vegetable oils in general, and talking about vegetable oil, I won't touch about animal fat, I won't touch about anything, just vegetable oil. The number based on an own trade compilation, from 77,000 tons in 1995, we reached about over 1 million tons by 2020. Nowadays, it's already over about 800,000 tons, which all vegetable oil, not only palm. The average per capita consumption is also increasing in line with the world trends, whereby when the income of the people increase, lifestyle change, the per capita consumption, the disappearance per capita will increase. We are putting this number quite conservatively, as we expect the macro economy still will be under challenge. If we put it on fast track, then the number will be much bigger. The strong growth of vegetable oil consumption or disappearance in Vietnam also is driven by other industry development, strong growth in other food industries, especially dairies. We use a lot of oil in condensed milk for food processing, for instant noodle frying, instant noodle sachet, the flavoring oil sachet, snack food. The babies, the children are very well taken care of now. There are plenty of snack foods around. Local and global player in pushing this. Bakeries, as the living standard increase, you can see many high class bakeries, even factory or the shops, the chain bakery developing, mushrooming. I will use the word mushrooming after rain in all the big cities in Vietnam. Canned food for local and for export. Ready cooked food, you can plenty now in hypermarket and also supermarket compared to 10 years ago. And for convenience sake, this sector will grow very fast. And together with all the modern retail trade. Dried vegetable and fruits for export. There are many manufacturers in this segment capitalizing on the competitive supply and good quality of Vietnam fruits and vegetables, dry it and export back to the US, China, Taiwan, in the world market. Animal feed, this is forever increasing in Vietnam. As the country improves, the requirement of protein has improved, and you can see, actually the animal feed market is improving faster, growing much bigger and faster than the vegetable oil market. We can talk about it maybe in another outside. And for oleochemical, so serve the chemical and cosmetic industry in Vietnam too. All that I can say is that the vegetable oil market in Vietnam is getting increasingly exciting year by year, and it will continue so. So as you see, palm oil already has about 83% for the total of the vegetable oil market in Vietnam for all purposes. Compared to soybean oil, compared to the rest, are very small. As we all know, the key factor for palm oil capturing Vietnam market is the affordability and the versatility. Affordability meaning is I don't like to use the word, cheap, I like to use the word, is the most competitive the vegetable oil that in the world that serve the human need of the food today is palm oil. It's not cheap, it's the most competitive and best value for money product. Now, as for versatility, as you know, palm oil has the liquid and also the solid fraction, which can be used in almost across all food industry segments. So it's the most preferred oil in Vietnam. And Vietnam itself doesn't produce this, so must come from palm. The sources, you can see, Vietnam is 100% of the palm oil and palm oil products are imported. Vietnam do not produce. Climatically, it's not viable. Yes, we can plant oil palm tree, but it just becomes ornamental tree. You can see a lot of oil palm tree around the city too, but then you can see no food, no fruits. It's not for food purposes. It's for ornamental. Very nice tree. a lot of Vietnamese couple, when they get married, they like to go to the garden and take pictures in the garden that's full of oil palm trees. It's nice. For food purposes, our main key supplier is still Malaysia, Peninsula Malaysia as well as East Malaysia. The key why is because of logistics. From the map you can see, in terms of logistic proximity, it's very strategic. Vietnam is very strategic destination for oil palm from East Coast Peninsula Malaysia or even the Straits, and also from Sabah and Sarawak. The turnaround time for the vessel, tanker vessel, is very short. 3 days, 5 days, that's all. And whereas if you take from Indonesia, it will be higher, and even from Thailand, then it will be different again. So, but Thailand and in the future, maybe Thailand and Cambodia is already potentially asking, smelling Vietnam as a destination for them. But so far, I think because of the instability, seasonal, sometimes only they have access to export. So I think for time to come, Malaysia is still the key source for palm oil in Vietnam. For soybean oil, just touch a little bit on soybean oil because there are 2 local crushers now. One in the south and one in the north. So the soybean oil is all local supply, not import, compared to palm oil. In terms of composition, Malaysia is still majority, 75%. And how the distribution of the industry look like. Here shows the key player in Vietnam. Not many, it's not many key players, not many key players, very concentrated and very, how do I say, very controlled, very structured business structure now. Under the Wokarimex group, where Golden Hope, Nambe and Sandabi has a joint venture with, and also other people, maybe in the family. This is under the Ministry of Industry or Trade. It started historically, whereby there is a specific minimum investment ratio control must be go through the government. So historically, it developed. Nowadays, no more. Anybody can come in with 100% investment, foreign investment, if you like. The control has gone, but historically, it already developed the structure. This structure. The group control up to 80% of the local market now, compared to the new player. And most of the manufacturers are all in the south, rather than in the north. But demand now is quite stable. The north and south demand is quite balanced now. There are new players taking opportunity also coming up now because market is growing, profit is rather reasonable, so there are more players coming up during the last few years. And how it look like, I think there's no difference compared to other countries. Come in consumer packs, PET bottle, jerry can, back in box, in various pack size. Because this is hygiene. Locally they have food safety regulation. You cannot just pack in anything. In Vietnam, the awareness of food safety is quite high. Consumer would buy no brand oil. So the product must be properly packed and properly branded. In terms of local categorization, they do not categorize it into palm and others. For palm, it's quite invisible. We call it categorized as cooking oil. So it can be 100% palm or it's blended oil. Other than that, when oil is recognized by their origin of seed, origin meaning, let's say it's recognized as sesame oil, peanut oil, soybean oil, soy oil. They call this salad oil. And the image of the oil they considered higher than palm oil in local markets. That's where I think we think palm oil still needs to do some job to make the voice heard, to shout louder for palm oil in Vietnam. Then also categorized as nutritional oil, mainly this targeting the kids and children. supplemented with nutrients and vitamins, DHA, etc. And other than the last category will be so-called solid oil. They call it solid oil instead of fats. They don't like to use the word fats. Fats normally related to animal, so here they call it solid oil, vegetable origin. It is mainly used in industrial food processing. And you can see it is palm oil. I mean, this basically stearin origin, palm oil origin has been used in a lot of industries, food processing industries in Vietnam. It's a big market. For challenges ahead from the business viewpoint, I like to raise some concern. For the reason globalization, and also we say globalization, free trade, but everybody, all the producing country would like to protect their own interests, their industry interests, their economic interests. For palm oil, the recent changes has been the export tax issue, as highlighted by Mr. Fry just now. And this has actually affected the business of a manufacturer, as an investor in Vietnam too. I do a simple calculation based on last Friday's price, based on CPO, and based on RB palm oil holding selling for import CNF Ho Chi Minh City. Because just now I said, all our feedstock for production, for consumption, all imported. That's why when I do a calculation based on the current import taxes, it's actually better to import refined oil, not viable to import feedstock to run here. So for us, we already invested millions of dollars, have a big factory set up, have provided employment, have built up the brands here. Our business has been challenged by those newcomers. Say that just import the refined oil and sell. So this is it already affected the stability and sustainability of the investor. Those people who has invested long here and who has big commitment to the country of Vietnam. Either local Vietnamese or Malaysian company or Singaporean company or anybody that has brought the investment here. We differentiated between Vietnam company and also a foreign company. And we are talking about all the people who has invested in their factory facility here. So even though with that's why the issue, I think lately everybody was aware, Vietnam has imposed a self-defense tax rate for refined oil, not only palm oil, but all the refined, even palm and soybean, to protect the local industry, not to chase away or not to create a barrier for importing of palm oil. No, the purpose is just to protect the local investor who has invested money here from the traders, just the traders. So, what just now I said, the implication, low profitability will discourage further investment. So, why invest more in terms of facility? So, it is a loss to Vietnam, especially. So there will be further implication, employment, and also a lot of supporting industry. And the other threat is that when people import refined oil, just pack and sell, there will be inherent risk in terms of food safety, rather than say for the let's say we have a refinery, we import oil, we have to re-refine the oil and we sell. We guarantee the Vietnam consumer and the industry that the oils are all safe for consumption, rather than compared to those who import in bulk and then just pack and sell. So actually I would like to make some recommendation to both sides, to MPOC, and maybe to help the Malaysian palm oil industry who operating locally in Vietnam, to consider giving special export tax exemption to the manufacturer in Vietnam. That's a recommendation to MPOC, and to Vietnam authority that we think that the 5% may not be enough to protect us now. We may can say, consider increase it some more. From the manufacturer point of view. Okay? And this affects only those people import in bulk. Those exporting finished goods in carton box, in PET bottle will be fine. That will be fine. And we also would like to propose the government, maybe for food safety purposes, to consider more technical barrier to protect the health of Vietnam consumer. You know, when we say oil import in bulk tanker, it's not dedicated tanker for food grade or stainless steel or what. They can carry any other, of course, things before they carry the oil to Vietnam. So there may be risk. So if you want to protect the local Vietnam consumer, then maybe only to allow those people, those company that has refining facility to import refined oil in bulk tanker. So that's two recommendations. Thank you.